gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on swerve. Riding through the city, dirty money like Diddy. Got a bad chick with me, she want me to stroke a kitty. That kush smoke got me on the highway doing 50, plus your boy on swerve. Like I want the cops to get me, baby girl on the road. Say she like the way I do things, nickname me Staircase. Stepping up my shoe game, slide to the nudie bar, put a couple stacks on it. Find a hotel bed, put a couple backs on it. I'm on swerve, I'm on swerve at the drive-thru, try and keep my tires off the curb. Rock already told you with swagger we stepping. Got the shorty on your arm looking at my retro 7s. Bet that get you quite offended. You look at me with ice grill. I ain't sweating you, dog. I'm higher than a light bill. So keep it easy with the move swings. Sucker knuckles tripping, no shoestrings. Who bang? Swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on swerve, swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on swerve. In the club with my mans, got a drink in each hand. Mommy bustin' it open, all a boy can say is that. Plus she came with her girls, put them on with the homies. Get a little sweaty, grab a bite at the Shoney's. Swerving my Suburban, I got a few bottles. Ciroc and cranberry, and I'm stepping on the throttle. Inhale the perp, ooh yeah, like Randy Savage. These chumps hating on me cause they smoking on the average. Fresh pair of Air Max, brand new fitted. You saying something about money, then nigga, let's get it. You saying something about honey, then nigga, I'm trying to hit it. They used to call me Dread, I cut my hair like Exhibit. Now I'm just Trees, bagging shorties with ease. Hit the mall, time to ball, I'ma blow a little cheese. Rolling with my G's, and we wish a nigga would. Want some choppers, blocker, there be mirrors in your hood. Cause I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers, blocker, the coppers gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on swerve, swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers, blocker, the coppers gon' try now, cause when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban, I'm on. I'm on
Hey, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back to the show, man. So, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, they were doing it back in 1978. I actually was on a step team when I was in college. The illustrious Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Do or Die Xi Psi chapter, South Carolina State University. We actually came out to this song. Like, this was the opening track. We came out to, man, hopping. Hey! 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 Hey, welcome back to the show. 1978 is the year. Throwback Thursday. The number to the show is 404-822-5467. If you haven't heard me in a while, man, we got a new phone number that you can call the show. The number is 404-822-5467. Thousands of football fans around the country are threatening to boycott the NFL this season if Colin Kaepernick doesn't end up signing with a team. The fans are voicing their displeasure with the league through a petition on change.org. The petition calls for fans to boycott the NFL if Colin Kaepernick doesn't play this season. Here's what the petition says. We understand the NFL is very important to you. We also understand the purpose of Colin Kaepernick's protest is far more important than any games you will ever watch. Simply put, if things stay the same for the way America, where all men are created equal, treats people of color, then your loved ones, friends, and children will eventually be affected as well, which is very prophetic. The petition has been up for nearly 2 weeks now and has already garnered more than 130,000 signatures. That's 130,000 people who have promised not to watch any games or buy any merchandise. which I'm going to talk about buying merchandise here in a second as well. If you are appalled by Kaepernick not signing, then show your power by boycotting the NFL until Kaepernick gets signed to a team the petition states. Listen, let me say something from the very beginning before I even get into this, man. Most of y'all know because y'all listen to the show. I mean, I've talked about this for the last 6 months, and there's no other way to say it. And I think I've actually used the terms appalled and offended about how blatant this is that they won't get this guy a job, that they're blackballing him because he's taking this stance and protesting social injustice in this country. I've talked about this for the last 6 months. I mean, even the dumbest Mickey Ficky could understand that because clearly that's what's going on to a large degree. But that being said, you see the title of today's show, Pause and Consider. Pause and consider, if you boycott the NFL, at the end of the day, who are you hurting? Who are you hurting if you boycott the NFL? If you boycott the NFL, who are you hurting? How will that affect change as far as the mindset of the owners, the people that are giving out these jobs in the NFL? How will that affect change in the defense of Colin Kaepernick's protest for social injustice in this country? Clearly, that's what he was trying to do when he started kneeling for the national anthem. Like, will you affect change with the police in this country? Will police brutality go down in this country if you don't watch football games? Like, who are you hurting at the end of the day? My mother and father, or I've heard it from many people where I grew up, you know, the saying, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. And in effect, I think that's what we'd be doing if we didn't watch football. The reason I say that is you're not hurting the league, this entity we know as the league. The league is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's going to continue whether 10% of the population, which actually is a lot less than 10% because, you know, half of that 10% talking about the black population are women, and I don't think women watch the NFL in the numbers that men do. So 6%, 7% of the population doesn't watch the league, games that are played in the league. Is that hurting the league? Probably not. Are you hurting the owners? Once again, the owners are billionaires as well. You're not hurting the owners, and they've shown you that they don't give a rat's ass anyway, based on the fact that it seems like that they're colluding and they're talking amongst each other not to give Colin Kaepernick a job. Are you hurting the coaches? Coaches get paid by the owners. Once again, the owners are billionaires. They don't give a shit either. Clearly, they don't give a shit. Are you hurting the sponsors? That's what we need to talk about, which I'll get to in a second. Remember, when people say they're going to boycott football and not watch football, at the end of the day, if you're trying to affect the ratings, thus in effect will affect the sponsors and their thoughts about the NFL as a product, you don't have one of these rating boxes. 99.9% of y'all don't have one of these rating boxes, one of these, what do they call it, a Nielsen ratings box. So really, as far as numbers, unless you have one of those Nielsen rating boxes, you're not affecting the numbers. What we need to do, and I've talked about this before already a couple of weeks ago, we need to boycott the sponsors. And as soon as I can compile, and I tried to do this last night, I looked again this morning, I'm trying to compile like a definitive list of sponsors for the NFL, not past. I'm talking about the sponsors that sponsor the league this year. We need to boycott the sponsors. If you want to boycott anything, you need to boycott the sponsors. The players need to stand up. Probably the most, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the most disappointing thing about this whole thing, and all of this I've mentioned before, maybe 11 times over the last 6 months. The most disappointing thing about this, man, is the players not voicing their opinion. And I don't know whether that means kneeling for the national anthem with Colin Kaepernick or doing something else. Not just the players, but the players' union. The players' union are supposed to stand up for its individual members. Colin Kaepernick clearly is being blackballed, and the problem with that, let's stop for a second right there, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We can't tangibly, definitively say that the league is colluding to not giving Colin Kaepernick a job. We can't do it. Now, I believe it 100%. Like I said earlier, in my heart of hearts, I know that that's probably the case to some degree. But can you definitively say every owner of all 32 NFL teams doesn't want to give Colin Kaepernick a job because of his protest last year? Or is it 50%? Or is it 75%? Or is it 20%? We don't know. Well, the Baltimore Ravens didn't give him a job. The Miami Dolphins didn't give him a job. But they got their reasons. And as bullshit as it sounds, there's some proponents of their argument on why they're not giving this guy a job that kind of makes sense. This protest that's going on in New York, they're protesting. They're not even saying that they're going to boycott. Okay? They're not even saying that they're going to boycott and not watch football. If you're talking about something that will have an impact, as I said a couple of seconds ago, man, it's the players. Hell, the players not boycotting. They play in the league that controls their livelihood. They know there's bullshit. They know there's a big problem in this country and has been a big problem in this country for the last couple of years. They're not even talking about boycotting or doing anything like that. Hell, Colin Kaepernick is not boycotting. Right. Think about that now. The guy on which we're supposed to boycott for is trying to get a job in the same league that we are boycotting. Now, I know it's kind of colluded. He's trying to get a job. He's trying to get work to make money or whatever. But I haven't heard Colin Kaepernick say that he's going to boycott. He doesn't want to play football anymore. He'd rather pursue this fight against social injustice in this country and telling us not to boycott either. Asking, the public and black people in this country to support him on his fight. And listen, let me say this, man. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm not telling you. This is kind of twisted here because of what I just said. I'm not telling you not to boycott. I totally get it. Like, I'm one of the dudes when they had the riots in Baltimore a couple of years ago, and whenever there's some type of strife going on between the police and black people in this country and someone riots or whatever, I say at the end of the day, man, I get it. They're frustrated, and I understand you're frustrated. You don't know what to do, and in your mind you think that this – with an emotional mind, with an emotional heart, you say, well, fuck it, I'm not going to watch no NFL this year. And you say that to yourself. I'm not telling you not to boycott. What I'm telling you is, what I'm asking you is, do you think it will do any good for you not to watch football? I'm asking you the question why. Actually, even after saying everything that I've just said over the last 10 minutes, I am still open to somebody giving me an explanation on why it makes sense not to watch football games in the NFL. If I can hear a good enough argument, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if I can hear a good enough point/argument to why I should not watch football to help Colin Kaepernick's cause in getting a job, and I've broken down all the reasons of why it would or would not, if I can get an argument on why it would help his cause to getting a job, definitively, something tangible that I can point to, or how it would change our country and the conversation and talking about police brutality, I'm all ears and I am down to listen. I've said it many times before. My mom, I tell you, I've been protesting and boycotting shit since I was in the 4th grade. True story. True story. You've heard me on radio and TV for the last 16 years talk about these different things where no one else would go. All right? If you listen to the show for the last 2.5 years online, you knows how I get down when we talking about social injustice in this country. That being said, if you can tell me and give me a quantitative answer, an explanation on how this will help, then I'll change my mind. As crazy as that sounds, I do sports for a living. It's actually ridiculous for a sports talk host guy to not talk about football. Even that being said, if you can show me in real terms and tell me in real terms how not watching football games will make some real change, whether it be Colin Kaepernick or in this country with police and what have you, and equal rights and social injustice, then I'm actually down. I'm actually down. I just haven't heard that argument yet. I haven't heard it yet. Once again, I'm not telling you not to boycott. If it's that, if you feel that strongly, and yeah, you know that it's not really going to affect anything, but fuck it, I'm not going to watch the NFL. I just want to show them how mad I am by not watching the NFL. If you feel that way, I get it. We good. You good.